Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
You disgust me.
Who gives a shit?
Go on.
I made it the fuck up. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. It's glorious! And I run.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. It's your T-shirted historian. And I kind of come to you with a little bit of a sad day, I guess. Hello. Yes, we have Ironcaster, we have Greg. How are you guys doing?
Yo.
Well, you know, it was a little bit of a crazy weekend, but it's Tuesday now, and that's all in the past, and it's a time to kind of look forward a little bit and try to set a better week for yourself.
Well, I don't know. I mean, for me, it was a shock to hear that Tony Todd had died. I've been a big fan of his for a very, very long time. There were actually quite a few films that he was in that I didn't actually know he was in. And now I'm kind of curious to go back and look for them. But the first big film I remember seeing him in was Night of the Living Dead 1990 as Ben. Because I saw that in the movie theater, and I remember thinking, wow, this guy is great. You know, that gravelly voice, his lean physique and everything. He was great in that role.
Yeah.
But I remember, some of the other things that he'd been in. Platoon was a kind of a very small role. Colors was a very small role. He was in tons of stuff, and a lot of this I actually have. In fact, there was more than one time when I actually went looking for films that had him in them, just because he was that kind of actor that if he was in a film, he really brought something special to it. He's like in that super category of actors. Like one of the only other guys I can think of that is anywhere near kind of how special Tony Todd is Malcolm McDowell. Because that's a guy, like, anytime he's on the screen, he just steals whatever screen time is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of looking over his IMDb, there isn't a year going by where he doesn't have like 3 things he's done.
Yeah.
There's all the Candymans, all the appearances he did on shows like Star Trek and Babylon 5.
Mm-hmm. He was a workaholic, and I followed him on Twitter, and he followed me back. So I always kind of knew what was going on with Tony Todd. So that's why it was a real shock to me that he passed away from stomach cancer, the way he did. I mean, I had no idea it was going on. Certainly there was nothing on his Twitter feed that indicated that he was sick or anything. I almost wonder if it didn't come on really, really quickly, or maybe he just chose to stay silent about it for a long time and just keep working.
I mean, that's not really unsurprising, because the Black Panther actor did the same thing.
Yeah. And hey, Savo, he was 69, which, it's really not terribly that old, I guess. I mean, I'm 51 now, and I look at 69 and I think that's a ways down there, but I mean, I might be able to make that. I don't know. I'll feel lucky if I do.
Frank's met him at Horror Convention, Texas Bright Night, and got his autograph.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
On a copy of Candyman. I'm very jealous.
I have every single Candyman movie that he ever made, including the Candyman 3, which is not a good movie, but it was better even though he was in it. I mean, he could not save that film because it was that bad, but
I recognize that Candyman is a badass horror movie. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not one that I enjoy watching because it's so dark and creepy. I don't know. It's pretty cool though.
I like it. I mean, and he really brought a lot to it. I remember him saying that some of the stunts that he did on that film was the times when he would open his coat and he was covered with bees and a prosthetic chest. And he said, yeah, he got stung a whole lot on that set. Or he had bees in his mouth and stuff like that, and he got stung in the mouth and stuff too. So he suffered for his art.
Not the bees.
Not the bees.
Oh God, they're in my eyes.
I wish I had that clip. I don't. Yeah, he was something else. We picked him out whenever he was playing in The Crow. And that's what I'm saying. Is he was just that kind of actor. It's kind of like if you saw him on the screen, you were like, "Oh, that's Tony Todd," once you knew who he was. Wishmaster. Yeah, I got him in that. the Final Destination films where he played William Bloodworth, the coroner. You know, those films were already pretty good, but having him in those films, you know, either, you know, playing the creepy coroner or the devil or whatever, it's just like, gosh. He was so good in that role. One of the films I was surprised to find him in was this 2006 film called Minotaur, which it wasn't a great movie, but it wasn't a horrible film. And him being in it, just made it that much more special. He just brought so much to that role of King Deucalion.
It's of course the one Tony Todd role where you watched it not because of him,
well,
but because as a Minotaur.
Well, I mean, it was kind of like a bonus. It's kind of like, yeah, I bought it because I said, oh, Minotaur, it's a horror movie. What's that about? And then I was like, oh my God, Tony Todd's in it. Oh my God. So
I put him in the same category as Julian Sands. You know, he's
a
really cool dude who passed away before his time, was in some iconic horror movies. I actually like Rose Red, Stephen King movie he was in.
I've got that. I actually have that. Yeah.
That's a super rare movie, by the way. It's like $200.
I have that, and I have the prequel to it, The Diary of Ellen Rimbauer.
It seems to be a trend among like 70s and 80s horror icons where they're in a couple of really awesome horror movies and then they're in a bunch of other little stuff, but they never quite reach the level of that first awesome horror movie they're in, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if it's because of they're afraid of typecasting and so they just picked up every role they could or what, but yeah. He was the Fallen, the voice of the Fallen in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which is, you know, Ironcaster. Remembered him from that. I saw him in that film because I watched it in the theater.
I can't tell you a thing about the film because I think I sort of purged that one out of my mind.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
And then the later ones came along and they made me wishing I remembered that instead.
What single movie should you watch to remedy this? Candyman. That's pretty much, that was his big breakout role as far as I'm concerned. That's the one that put him on the map. Although, like I said, he's been in so much stuff. It's once you see him, Savo, you know who he is, and you'll recognize him from a lot of films. The Hatchet films, I have all of those. I remember him in it. Sushi Girl, where he played Duke, and also Mark Hamill's in that one. That was a good film, actually. I remember that. I have it. He played Darkseid, the voice of Darkseid in the Lego DC Comics superheroes Justice League versus Bizarro League.
I mean, he did a bunch of the Darkseid roles.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was a good voice for Darkseid. Once you hear his voice, you know. He did kind of reprise his role of Ben in Night of the Living Dead: Darkest Dawn, which I have that, and it's an animated feature. It's not a great film, but, you know, it was kind of like an attempt was made. That's all I could say from it. I will have to try to get the Zombies movie where he plays Detective Summers, just because anything with zombies in it, you know. And then, of course, we've got him. I've got him in Hellfest.
Him versus Ken Foree. What do you think?
Yeah, Ken Foree is another really good. Ken Foree is still around.
Yeah, he's kicking. Born 1948 too.
I know, man. He's old, but he's still kicking. He's still around. I don't know how he manages to stay above ground, but he does. I thought he would have passed away by now, but nope. He's still going and still doing movies too, every once in a while.
Oh my gosh, I think I found the best movie he was in.
What's that?
Sky Sharks.
Sky Sharks, yeah. He did Tales from the Hood 3, which is funny because I actually liked the Tales from the Hood movie, the first one. The second one was okay, and then I found out there was a third one, and I was like, oh, and then I found out it was, you know, he was in it, and I was just like, oh, okay, I gotta get this, and so I immediately ordered it, and it wasn't great, but it was great because he was in it, You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of like Leprechaun, you know, it's not completely unlikable. Like it's still kind of a cult classic in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back. I got rid of the bathroom.
Sure. Apparently, there's going to be a posthumous release in 2025 of Final Destination Bloodlines, where he does play William Bloodworth for the final time, obviously. So I will definitely be picking that up, because I have all the Final Destination movies anyway, because I enjoyed them. But him being in them was always just like a great bonus. I do remember him playing Kern, the Klingon, in Star Trek The Next Generation, because the whole Worf and Kern saga was, kind of like a highlight for Next Generation for me. Yeah, I mean, he was in a ton of TV shows. I mean, just anything that was popular back then. Smallville, Crossing Jordan, Hercules, The Legendary Journal, Angel.
And Xena.
Yep, Xena, Stargate, SG-1, Boston Legal, Chuck. Symbionic Titan. I've never even heard of that show. This is an animated film, and he was in that too.
Oh, I kind of remember that.
Yeah. He was in Transformers Prime as Dreadwing. And he was the voice of Zoom in the Flash TV series, too, which I remember.
Yep.
And he was in the Orville. And he was in Masters of the Universe Revelation as Scareglow. He was in Dota, Dragon's Blood as Slyrak, the Ember Elderworm.
Wasn't he a Mocklin in the Orville?
Yeah, he was a Mocklin delegate in the episode Sanctuary. He did a lot of video games. Yeah, he did a lot of video games, too. He did Spider-Man 2. He was the voice of Venom.
So about the only good thing that came out of that.
Pretty much, yeah. He was in Back for Blood, Half-Life Alyx, Layers of Fear 2, Artifact, Star Trek Online as Kern once again, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Dota 2, and just, yeah, I mean, he was in all kinds of stuff. And it's just kind of bothers me that he didn't get more awards. He got some like low key ones, like, the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, the Critics' Choice Awards. He did get a British Academy Game Awards for Spider-Man 2. Actually, he was nominated for all those things. He never actually won any of them, which kind of pissed me off. But
well, I mean, the thing is, there's basically an entire industry of actors who've kept working for basically their entire careers, and they sort of stay below the notice of the main headline.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's just like, whenever he was on screen, whenever you heard that gravelly voice of his, it's like you knew who it was. It was like, oh, that's Tony Todd. But hey, Driving a Dragon, it's good to see you, bud. But yeah, it's a loss, man. It's a loss. I mean, yeah. It's right. It's funny how when a character actor dies, a list of things we know them for is like 500 times as long as the big superstars. Exactly. Yeah. Because Tony Todd had a body of work that was, I mean, it was just amazingly long. I mean, so did James Earl Jones.
That was his job. He was doing work.
Yep, he was working.
Getting paid a whole lot.
I don't know. I guess he did pretty well for himself, but I mean, I never really, I never really looked at his finances or anything like that. He didn't seem like he was one to brag about that kind of stuff. He seemed pretty low key. I kind of know what kind of music he listened to because he would post tunes up on Twitter all the time. Like, here's a song for you and all that. And I'm just like, oh, I kind of know what Tony Todd's listening to. It was cool. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm making a bigger deal out of this than most people will. But to me, he was very special. He was something else as an actor.
It's always good to talk about lesser known, actors and character actors who people don't realize just everything that they've been in and stuff like that.
Well, you never really appreciate these guys until they're gone, and then you're just going like, oh man, I remember him in such and such film, or oh, I liked him in such and such film. But yeah, we just have the memories now. Like I said, that last Final Destination movie that's coming out, he's going to be in that, and that's going to be it for him. So I'll pick it up when it comes out in 2025.
But I suppose in the meantime there'll be other character actors will be able to sort of hold that hat on and kind of find the next great ones to be able to celebrate and enjoy in about 1,000 roles.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, if movies get any better, I mean, can you honestly name what's the last film you actually went to the theater and saw?
Easy.
Oh.
Alien Romulus. Saw that.
You saw Alien Romulus?
Yeah, of course I did.
Did you like it?
I had problems. I mean,
Yeah.
there were a lot of things I enjoyed about it, like the Traveler-esque stuff at the beginning with the freebooters trying to on the planet. That kind of stuff I dig, but all the callbacks and fan service stuff I think is dumb. I hate that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. The last movie I saw was Lawrence of Arabia in theaters.
Yeah, flashback.
Weren't you?
On theater.
Were you even alive when that movie came out?
Well, they did a re-release.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did that flashback thing.
Okay. How
That's
long
why
ago
I saw
was that?
That's why I saw The Thing for Halloween in theaters.
Sweet.
For me, it was what, April or no, August. So it's been a minute. And then before that was, oh god, Star Wars Episode 1.
Jeez.
Before
Maybe
that,
So yeah, I'm totally all up on the modern day films.
The last film I actually saw in the theater was Elvis. The one with Aaron, what's his name? And I guess that was like.
Was it the one where they like insisted on keeping insisted on keeping the Spanish sections in without subtitles?
No. Talk about the last one that came out with Tom Hanks playing the Colonel.
Oh, right. I'm thinking of the West Side Story. I think that came out right around the same time.
Yeah.
I saw both Godzilla movies this year and Alien, and that was about it.
I really wish I had seen the Godzilla -1 in the theater, because damn, that was a good movie.
It's back in theaters.
Oh, sweet. Well, I've already got it kind of on the way for Blu-ray.
Yeah, I need to do that.
That's coming this month, guys.
Oh, I
fuck, I
still
don't
need to
have,
see that.
I don't have Shin Kamen Rider either. I think that might be out. You get that.
That's the best one.
Yeah, you said Ironcaster's favorite series in the whole world.
That's better than Shin Ultraman? No.
By far. Like that is 1,000 times better. Like those ones are okay. Some people like Shin Godzilla for being sort of a kind of modern remake of the original film, but
No,
Shin Kamen Rider is like legitimately one of the best like superhero films that have come out in the last decade.
Oh, okay.
Came and went. Didn't get much attention, unfortunately.
Like I liked it enough that I started buying some of the merchandise from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've got the Figma figure of the rider from it. I'm trying to get his bike now.
I almost got a Godzilla -1 figure because that's probably the best Godzilla design in like 30 years.
It really is.
That's a badass design. Forget Shin Godzilla, weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad movie.
The only time the Shin Godzilla movie was interesting is when Shin Godzilla is actually on the screen destroying stuff. And Yeah,
People
Cal.
are like, oh, that's how all kaiju movies are. I'm like, no, they're not.
Yeah, Cal. It did kind of slip under the radar. I found out about it right after the Week in Geek went off the air Saturday, and I clicked back on X and found out he had died, and I was like, damn! If I had known, I would have talked about it with Grim on the Week in Geek, but I didn't, and so yeah, I had to wait until today to do it. And hey, William, it's good to see you, bud.
For some reason, I always think the Tuesday stream is on at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Nah, 7.
No.
7 Central. But
8 Eastern.
Yep. You guys want some Kyle? Kind of highlight our week.
Yeah.
Kyle's always fun. What?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. There is a YouTuber who is much, 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 much bigger than me. His name is Kyle. And one of the things I love about his shows, he's mostly dedicated to video games. But one of the things I love about his show is that what he has started doing is he has started rapping kind of a short wrap up of what's been going on during the week. And kind of putting everything into context. And I always find that these are really fun to put up as, talking points, because definitely you can find out a few things from it. You can get your information very quickly. But if you guys like it and you decide you want to subscribe to his channel, make sure you tell him T-Shirt had sent you, because, it'd be kind of cool to cross-collaborate with somebody who's that much bigger than me. But anyway, here's a little bit of Kyle for you.
On the box, but you play as ladies. Try to turn a profit challenge level, sweet baby. No way, Jose Osei, can you see? You ain't black if you don't vote for me. Wukong, Stellar Blade, Space Marines, Shield, Dragon Age, Blowjob Specialist, C. The androgynous, mocap, no sexuality. Finish they themselves, trans fatality. Authentic, non-binary representation. Claims mainstream's activist infestation. Kotaku gay aroma, so pungent, you're now redundant, most triumphant. Ogre, triggered by titty, I pity. The wokeness monster need a Bouchery fitty. Only positivity, comments disabled. HRT injectors love labels. Unlucky like a 2-leaf clover. Would have been your daddy, but a dog beat me over the fence. Where you sitting, hot fire, no mittens. Don't find yourself smitten when Kyle starts spitting batiboy. Media go, chill and swallow. Chud sucker journal, Hebrew head hollow. Insecure politically, fear femininity. DEI stands for unsustainability.
So there you go.
Oh!
What?
Oh, sick beats.
Yes. Yes. And sometimes he uses copyrighted music, so if you tuned into this late and it's that clip is missing, it's because I had to take it out. So if you're catching this live, you're one of the lucky people who actually got to see the clip.
I wonder if that guy plays tabletop role-playing games.
Kyle? I don't know. I've never asked him. I've watched his live streams every once in a while. He's really much more funny on his videos, in my opinion.
So are you. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I like how he kind of condenses everything. Making fun of what kind of seems like kicking a corpse at this. Maybe so. And I already pretty much aired my views on that on Saturday. So, all I can really say about it now is it's kind of like, you reap what you sow, man. But yeah, he had a few good points to make up. Yeah, apparently Alyssa Mercante, who was the head journo for Kotaku, got canned. Although, she made it sound like, she quit. And she's just desperately trying to make a name for herself by challenging Melanie Mack to a fight. Which, I'm just like, it's kind of obvious at this point that she's just trying to keep her name hot, probably so she can parlay herself into another cushy editing job or something. But yeah, she was the senior editor at Kotaku. And of course, as we know, Kotaku and all of the other digital online web space crap sites got all bought up by one company. They pretty much used them for ad revenue for the election. And now that the election is over with, they're dropping all those companies. They're all dying. So don't be surprised if one of your favorite shill sites dies because of all that.
I mean, it's from kind of what I've been hearing through the grapevine. It's all the marketing money is going into the streaming side, the podcasters.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
she's working on a feet pick debut on OG. Yep. OnlyFans.
Alyssa Mercante is going for the nudes.
Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. She was a cam girl before she became, senior editor at Kotaku. So, she's going back to what makes money.
Though I do find it odd that supposedly she's going to Patreon to do this, but doesn't Patreon have a lot of rules against doing that sort of stuff on there?
I don't know. I've seen plenty of girls who cross with OnlyFans and Patreon and release some pretty racy stuff. I think the key word here is artistic nude. So I don't know.
Well,
much
the
like
thing is
what Grim is doing right now.
Pardon?
Much like what Grim is up to right now.
I'm not sure what Grim is up to right now. I do know that he's not having to work on Tuesday nights anymore because apparently they have moved his show to Saturday nights. Which
uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. It's like every time I get a comfortable slot with Grim, they move his shows because the first time he had it on Wednesdays. So we decided, okay, we're going to have Tuesday with the Geeks because it'll leave Grim free for those nights. And then they suddenly moved their show to Tuesday nights. And I was like, well, fuck.
Well,
and then,
I mean, the thing is, though, you can't just, you gotta kind of eventually go for yourself. And yeah, sometimes schedules just don't work.
I mean, everybody's hurting for money. Everybody needs money. I think right now he's trying to save up for a lot of repairs and stuff. And won't be able to buy Ashes Without Number. So I'm going to take up a collection. Hint, hint, all y'all. And I'm going to buy Grim a copy of Ashes Without Number. So he can actually have one for himself to review.
Oh, speaking of, I just got the PDF I just got the PDF for the Shin Megami Tensei RPG.
I was actually going to surprise you with that, but I see that you already have it. So there you go. I think I was going to actually save that one for Saturday, though, when we have Grim on to actually examine the game.
Yeah, but like I said, I got the code like a half hour ago, an hour ago. So
Same.
I haven't had a chance to even break it open yet.
Same. That's kind of why I wanted to wait until Saturday to talk about that one. But yeah, I'm excited about it. The fact that we actually did get the PDF. I ordered the book, of course, which apparently got delayed in printing. So yay. Teach me.
I'll have my PDF ready soon.
For your game?
Yeah.
How many more days you got left on that Kickstarter?
4
days.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me post up that link really quick. In case you guys out there in YouTube land haven't heard of it yet, haven't heard us shill this enough yet, because it's possible. Greg, Dueling Dragons has got Titans of Fallen Earth Kaiju vs. Mecha game, which actually looks badass cool.
Jeez.
Oh my. And geez, Savo. That is super nice. That's your share of Grimm's Ashes Without Numbers copy. Thank you so much, sir. I'm actually not sure. The picture is feminine, so I'm wanting to go with your female. but if I'm wrong and I misgendered you, I apologize.
I choose to believe that.
I choose to too. Why not? I mean, and just for you, my newest clip, which is hilarious. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Come on. That was a good one, right?
Wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
XX chromosomes. There we go. Okay, so yes. All right. Thank you.
Guilty Gear.
Yes, XX Guilty Gear. Do. Yeah, that's a good game.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you very much, Savo. I really do appreciate it. That is very sweet. Thank you. And yes, I will be putting that money to getting Grim a copy of Ashes Without Number. Because, apparently the shipping over there in the UK is god-awful. And, can't do nothing about that. So, got to help out our friends over there in the island.
He backed my game. I hope that doesn't impoverish him.
Who, Grim?
Yeah.
Well, it's always nice when a friend backs your stuff.
Yeah, but the shipping is so high for overseas. It sucks.
Well, you're buying your stuff from Poland, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you could get them to send that one just to him. All right, I guess not, but
no,
it'd be quicker, wouldn't it?
Britannia Games carry some stuff. They did some kind of King Arthur game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too much about them, but maybe I can get them to do it.
Well, Grim has his resources too. I mean, he was actually able to get a hold of Fabula Ultima and the latest books from Fabula Ultima, and I know that because I saw his videos he dropped for it. Which, damn it, I was gonna drop my unboxing videos on those first, but I'm too slow.
Gotta pick it up.
I gotta pick it up, but you know what? I got something he doesn't have. I do, and I just got an unboxing video pushed up, so the video of that will be dropping, I don't know, probably in the next couple of weeks. But I figured you guys, I'll give you a sneak preview. But I just got...
Should we have a drum roll?
Trudvang Chronicles. This is the CMON edition. Yep. And let me tell you what, man, this is a hefty book. This is a hefty tome right here, baby. Look at that. It's almost 2 finger joints. But this is pretty much like a player's guide and a GM's guide all rolled up into one. And there are enough spells in this thing to choke a horse. I'm not kidding. It is not 5e. Originally, whenever I backed that Kickstarter a few years back, they said it was going to be 5e. It is not 5e. It is its own system. It's pretty cool. If you want to know more about it, tune into my unboxing video when I talk about it, because it's going to be worth picking up, I think, if you can find it. The problem is as far as I know, CMON is only packing those things with the Kickstarter. So I don't know if they're going to have some kind of an option to re-release those for general mainstream sales. I would hope so. Otherwise, your best bet is to hop up on eBay and hope that you will not get scalped.
Well, maybe they can put it out on some website for a digital version, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. There's no digital version for it. I was hoping they would have one, but currently the only way to get it is that big old thick tome. And it's worth it. And Savo, this might interest you. The fact that this game is originally based on a Swedish translation of the game. So there are a lot of words in native Swedish and possibly Finnish. Because, I don't know, there's a little bit of like a cross between the two languages, I think, a little bit. My Finno-Ugaric and Swedish is not so great, but I think kind of like there's a lot of crossover in that area. I think kind of like with the Sami people. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got a ton of illustrations in it by Paul Bonner, and it's just so jammed full of artwork. I think that's half the size of the book. The only thing I have to complain about is it doesn't have an index. And when you got a book that's that thick, you absolutely have to have an index. And if you hear me gritting my teeth in aggravation about it,
No, clearly you've got to memorize it.
yeah, I don't want to memorize a book that is like over 300 pages.
Well, you see, getting to put it up on the shelf is just a mark of like success of like, I know this so well, I'm going to show it off.
That's pretty much all that's going to happen to it if it doesn't release some kind of a digital version, because it'll be really, really hard for me to run for people online if I'm the only one who has a book and it's a thick old hardback. You know? And is the art lovely? You don't recognize? Oh my, okay. I didn't want to do this because I really want to save it for the unboxing, but okay.
Well, why not just tease like one picture?
Okay. All right, let me I do have to be careful because some of the illustration has titties, but
Titties,
yeah. But yeah, let me see. This thing is just like chocked full of really beautiful looking illustrations like this, but also, yeah, I mean, look at the quality on that. Let's see. Let me find a good one right here. What?
Is this all black and white?
No, look at that.
Oh.
That is a Paul Bonner original. Yeah, if the glare will work with me there. Yeah, there's sepia tone in it. There is regular art. I think it's laid out pretty well. I don't want to really give away a whole bunch about this, but there is a lot of really, really. I mean, look at this. Look at how grand that. Look at the depth. This is hand painted stuff, man. This is not CG. Look at how cool the trolls look in Paul Bonner's world. I mean, it's magnificent. I mean, but it is full of illustrations like this, and it's just a big old chunky tome.
And that looks sweet.
It is. I just hope Simon is not stupid enough to limit it only to Kickstarter backers, because if that's the case, that book is not going to see a whole lot of play. I mean, you know, what's the point? It'll be like one guy at the table has a copy of the book, nobody else does. And as a matter of fact, I don't even think I remember seeing character sheets in there. So I'm going to hazard a guess and say there's probably going to be a PDF released at some point, and possibly even, regular players' books for it somewhere down the line. Because for them not to do that, that's just, asinine.
Yes.
Could I spell out the name for you? Yes. Trudvang Chronicles. And like I said, at this point, the only way I know to get it is probably from eBay. So, because it came with the boxed game Trudvang Legends, which is massive. I mean, like, there's a ton of boxes for it because it's a Simon miniatures-based board game. But yeah, that was kind of like a big tipping point for me, is when I found out they're also releasing the role-playing game to be coinciding with this board game. So I snagged it immediately. Oh, the artist. The artist is Paul Bonner. And hey, Patty's Parlor. How you feeling, bud? You're welcome, Sabo.
El Pederino.
Pederino, yeah. Let's see. What else do we have here? I don't know if we looked at Ashes Without Number on Saturday, but they did just release a new update today, or actually yesterday. I forgot today's Tuesday. But we can take a look at that real quick. Just in case you guys missed Saturday, you can always go back and watch Saturday. But what did they actually add? They added equipment this time. So I think we actually have... Wait a minute. This is like reprinted from Cities Without Number, it looks like. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Harmony armor, vac suits, assault suits, Vanguard plates, shields. I think people are actually already starting to try to run this. So here we have some equipment here. We have some ranged weaponry here. Sniper rifles, automatic rifles, high-tech weaponry, thermal pistols, shear rifles, blackout rifles, neutron blasters. I know we talked about that on Saturday. Heavy machine guns, anti-vehicle lasers, wheat cutter belts. Yeah, we talked about that. Armor mods, weapon mods. What is it they added to this? Oh, I don't remember this. High-tech tools and this may be something new that they added because I don't remember talking about this on Saturday. But yeah. Wow, that's a ton of stuff. Household tools and hardware with cavity sensor.
Oh my.
Oh, oh my. I kind of paused on that one for a minute. I'm kind of, it's not what I was thinking it was. It's not that kind of cavity.
T-shirt. You gotta wait for the Kinks and Cantrips book to come out.
We do have some Kinks and Cantrips news too. But yeah, wow, they got some really cool stuff on here. I actually had Robo Pets on here from what I saw. Repair gel. Yeah, Robo Pet. Cat-sized robot pet functions for 1 week on a Type A cell. Behaves like a well-trained pet animal, but its AI is smart enough to obey simple commands. And can manipulate objects. Ah! Yeah, this is new. Surcoat. Yep. But I think that's all that's new in this version. I don't know. But it's going to be pretty cool. Trudvang, you haven't heard of that since you were in Montana? Yeah. I think there's an actual book series about it or something, and I want to look up on that. Because it looks like it's really cool. Yeah, you've been missing me all the time, dude. But yeah, Kinks and Cantrips has something new, apparently. Let me just jump out here for a sec. What?
Well, I mean, while you look that up, I could show off one thing I got in the mail, if you don't mind.
We can. I was already ready for this. But yeah, as you can see, yeah, they 84,000 passed their $1,000 stretch goal. So I'd say this campaign is a huge hit. I've contacted the guy twice to do an interview, and they have not bothered to answer. So thinking it's a Pondsmith situation. But they did put out a new spell. Null Bulge Proclamation, which is a 5th level transmutation spell, which is range self in a 30-foot sphere. You have to have a rectangular patch of latex. And for up to 8 hours, you attempt to manifest coverings of smooth latex over those around you. All creatures within 30 feet of you must make a charisma saving throw. You may choose to automatically succeed on a saving throw if you wish. On a failure, latex slides over your genitalia and presses inward before melding with the skin under it. And as it does so, the target's genitalia is pushed into a pocket dimension within their own body and is inaccessible from the outside. That's wow. Creatures that had their genitalia smoothed over, huh?
We're going to some very specific fetishes here.
We really are. I'm not sure what this one is, but a creature that has had their genitalia smoothed over in this way is immune to abilities and effects that consider any details about or utilize the genitals. They also cannot gain pleasure via the manipulation of genitals or pleasure removed from them by any effect other than it naturally fading. Do not make saving throws for exceeding there.
So as I understand it right, they added a pleasure stat that you could, in theory, build up, and this means you could not remove that. So you'll just keep someone edging.
Basically. It does say the target retains their genders, only the biological details that are taken into consideration. And after attaching, each covering manifests a sigil in the shape of a lock. And you conjure the key in your hand. Now I see which kind of fetish this is covering. But yeah. I said,
folks, you never know what to quite expect when you come here.
You really don't. And again, I'm not judging anybody's kinks. I'm really not. I own Kinks and Cantrips myself. I obviously backed the new book, so I'm just as interested in it as anybody else. So, if you like it, cool, get it, back it. Obviously, I think it's going to be a huge hit. I mean, the guy made, $86,000 over the $1,000 mark, and it still has plenty of time to go. So, pretty well guarantee that, you're going to get a book.
Not to mention the fact that this is effectively the second edition of it.
Mm-hmm. It was the second book in the series, so...
Yeah, and the first one managed to raise $50,000 on its own.
Yeah. So, there you go. It's a proven sale. I will add, though, that it is better to get your... Well, okay, when I bought it, he had two different versions that were shipped to me. One was a fine print version, and one was just a regular print version, and they were both through DTRPG. So, if you don't like POD, well, sorry. He's not cool like Greg, who, actually will, get his stuff printed in Lithuania with, good Smithsonian bindings and book ribbons and indexes and all the good stuff that we have come to expect from quality products. So
that's right. Nothing but the best. Spared no expense.
I mean, as much as I harp on bookmarks, bindings, and indexes, that's just kind of like, that's my mark of quality in a book. If it doesn't have those things, it definitely drops a few notches in my book. So,
and it really seems to me that a lot of the really successful, really popular Kickstarters are all doing that. Battle Zoo and their Roll for Combat stuff has done it. Of course, a lot of our favorite stuff from, the Stars Without Numbers series, those have all done that. Old School Essentials has done it. It's really become one of the hot commodities for these smaller publishers to do. Mm-hmm. Everyone who isn't a sorcerer on a shore somewhere.
Yeah. Also, a quick reminder to Soldier Loon, the role-playing game that we found by accident. It's $52,000 out of its $10,000 stretch goal. It's got 7 days to go. Let me pop this up really quick. This was the one that I found by accident, which I immediately backed, and I think Ironcaster did too.
Not yet.
You didn't?
No, I need to.
I mean, because you're not just getting the magical role-playing game girl book, but you're also getting Pixies, Worms, and Demon City. You're also getting those. So it's like you're basically getting a whole bunch of books. But yeah, check it out. It's part of it's the same guy who did the BESM RPG. So, yeah. So, definitely worth taking a look at. All right, Caster, you have 5 minutes. Show us your cool thing.
Okay. So, I just got this book in the mail. Like, this is still like in the shrink wrap. This has been out. This has been out for a little while. Called Valdespire Secrets from what was this? Mage Point Press.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me. Yeah. As you can see, still in the shrink wrap.
It's an unboxing video.
Yeah. Maybe I should have taken that off first.
That's why I keep a knife on hand.
I mean, yeah, but you've also cut your books before opening them.
I did. I did that on air too. That was pretty bad.
First thing I did notice is we do in
Bookmark!
fact have bookmarks.
Yes. Yes.
So, what we are getting in this is so this is a 5e supplement. So this is more new classes, more new subclasses, 10 classes, 152 new subclasses.
Oh. And
new weapons, new spells, new feats.
Of course, there had to be new feats. Crack that sucker open. Let's take a look.
One of the subclasses that really drew me in when I was kind of looking up on this. Also,
new races.
New races, because we can never have quite enough.
Hey, I mean, when they're what is that a teddy bear?
Yes, these are the Gepettans.
The Gepettans.
So, which even itself, it has like 3 subclasses to it. We have the marionettes, which are supposed to be like, kind of like, Pinocchios. We have plushies.
Oh my god! yeah, it is. It's.
And I believe, let's see, the bisque, which is like those creepy porcelain dolls.
Yeah, I've seen those. Since Savo does artwork for for role playing games and stuff like that, I really kind of think we need to buy her a copy of Kinks and Cantrips, just to see how it affects the artwork afterward.
Might not be a bad idea.
Might not be a bad idea.
We have mandrakes, so we have more wood based races.
Mm-hmm.
We have Squeaka, mouse folks.
Oh my god, no! It's the Squeaka race.
Like, how can you not love this art?
I love that art though. It's great. It doesn't look like it's AI or anything either.
No, I believe this was like a 2021 book, so this is sort of before AI really took over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, are they mouse sized? They're tiny. What? How big are they?
Small.
Small. Okay.
But they still get the base walking speed of 30 feet because we can't have races
that move
feet.
slower. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got a few other things. Arachne for near human races.
Mm-hmm.
Beastmen, greenskins. Like I said, I really I haven't done a ton of look through this yet, but there's lots of races available here, and a lot of kind of generic stuff.
Dang, that is a lot of races though. And we get to the classes.
Yep, this is where all the important stuff is. So the quick breakdown is we have for the new classes: the alchemist, the captain, the craftsman, the gunslinger, investigator, the martyr, everyone's favorite, the necromancer.
Everybody loves those. They liven up any party.
Yep. The warden, the war mage, and the witch.
So, I'm kind of guessing this setting is like somewhat steampunky.
It might be. I believe this is just kind of more options, more stuff available that people want to be able to put into their existing games. So,
okay, and is this 2024 edition compatible? I guess not if it's 2021, huh?
Right. That seems to be the case. But for myself, I'm looking to probably throw this into some elements of this into Tales of the Valiant. That's right where I'm going.
Does the marker get a +5 to explode in crowded spaces? Oh my gosh.
Martyrs use their hit points to fuel their divine abilities. They can supernaturally resist death's embrace. Play a martyr if you want to experience the push and pull of sacrificing hit points for massive damage, only to heal moments later.
Not bad.
And one of the nice things is that each of these classes has subclasses themselves. Your necromancer does also do the minion thing, so you can flood the field with all your little skeletons.
Well, give us some more overview stuff because we're on time here.
All right, so some new things: alchemy golems. I really wanted to show off one particular subclass in the book that caught my eye.
Okay.
By the great art, I'm a bit of a fan of it. I'm a fan of it. It kind of reminds me of stuff like League of Legends.
A little bit, yeah.
Not to mention, each of these classes has subclasses of their own.
Of course. Because it's 5e.
Yep, exactly. Now, the one that really drew my eyes when I was reading through this is the sorcerer, which has this emotion lord, which, let's see, the Death Sorrow, waves of arcane spell from before, which lets you kind of play around with emotions. But the one I am most excited about from this is Toon Magic.
What?
So, yes. Oh, I went too far. Toon Magic, the demi-plane of Toons, called Toontown, is an often overlooked nook of the far edge of the multiverse, inhabited by creatures of ink and magic that they defy logic. In Toontown, the laws of physics take a backseat to comic timing and various hijinks. It is a plane that despises seriousness. You are descended from a denizen of Toontown, likely a copyrighted one, or infected by its zany magic that fuses that plane. As such, your eyes are larger than normal, and your sense of humor lets you bend the rigid restrictions of space and time, proving that you leave a trail of slapstick jokes in your wake.
Yeah, that's all we need is somebody combining this with Dragonlance, and then you end up having the what do you call it? The Kinder Toon Mage. Question from the audience.
Is it for let's flip to a random page. Well,
ooh.
These some of our monsters, so we seem to have a little mix of styles in there, but I think for most of the character pieces we tend to have more leanings towards that some of the more cartoony styles. So
I like the layout.
Yep, no, it's got a decent layout. Fairly straightforward. It's got enough art pieces in there that kind of really let you stop and split up the split up the reading, so you're not too bogged down with walls of text.
Mm-hmm. Me like it lots.
I'll have to show you that Toon Mage because that just sold me on this book by itself.
Well, if we ever play a 5e game,
and I believe there's even some rules for a whole sport in here.
Oh no! Pendy
Siege Ball. That's what it.
Siege
That's
Ball.
It.
Oh. The game.
Wow.
A game about knocking over a tower. So, if Strixhaven's sports ball, totally not Harry Potter, wasn't enough for you, you can replace it.
Yeah, this sounds almost like Grim would enjoy it just because of the crossbows and catapults nature of that game.
Even some rules for how to, cheat in the game.
Huh.
Cast a spell illegally.
Give me Blitzball any day.
Oh,
with
man.
the Xanakin Abes.
Hey, man, no, real guys play, real guys are juggers.
But this was one of my many new purchases as of late. Like I said, it's got a lot of stuff in here that you'll really be able to delve into and check out.
Looks pretty cool, man. If I did more 5e role playing, I would probably be excited about it. But
well, maybe we'll have to break down and play through some of that Tales of the Valiant. We'll get into it a little bit.
Yeah, I am kind of curious about Tales of the Valiant. And speaking of which, I paid up everything for Tales of Argosia, so that should be shipping to me real soon. And I'm going to be really excited to talk about that because, well, you were in the game, Ironcaster, so you got to see how good their stuff looks. Caster?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was trying to pull that up. Ah, right. Tales of Argosia.
Yeah, Tales of Argosia. By Pickpocket Press. We'll definitely be talking about it once I get the full version. Yes, I have the PDF already, but you know me, gotta show off the physical books too. So.
Oh right, now I remember. Sorry, it took me a second. This was where we were getting that. We went through that adventure. We had the interesting loot tables.
Yes, the really cool loot tables.
Mm-hmm.
So, Greg, what are you furiously typing?
None, yeah.
Okay. He's looking up his OF account, but
What are you writing a book? Leave my chapter out of it.
Oh.
Well, all right, guys.
Yeah, maybe next time I'll show off yet another book I picked.
Okay, yeah. Saturday, we're definitely going to be showing off the Shin Megami Tensei book. We're going to be going through it, hopefully with Grim and you, since you have a copy also. And between now and then, we'll both have a chance to look through it and be able to highlight, what we like about it, what we don't. And maybe we'll have a Greg then. I don't know, but
Weeby.
And we'll probably have some other stuff. I don't know if I'll get Tales of Argosia by then or not. I don't know how fast it's going to ship out, but hopefully it won't be too much longer. And hopefully it will not. I don't think it's not going to be a POD. I know that for sure because they're shipping physical dice with it. They're shipping books. So I'm just waiting for it to get to mail and get shipped out to me and arrive. So anyway, I guess that about wraps it up for tonight. Once again, rest in peace, Tony Todd, great actor, very, underrated, very, I don't know, necessarily underappreciated. I think he was pretty well liked and he's a great character actor. And I'm certainly going to miss him. I was definitely very gutted when I found out that he died because, like I said, I had just seen him up on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. And for him to just suddenly pass away from stomach cancer at the age of 69 was pretty devastating to me because I have so much of his work on my shelves. But anyway, hopefully Saturday will be happier and we'll have more stuff to show off and more fun guests and stuff. Oh, and speaking of which, I almost forgot. Saturday, we're going to have Joel Fist Upon the Throne as our guest because he is going to be talking about his brand new Kickstarter coming up. So that will be fun.
I said nice.
Nice.
Yep.
So there you go, guys. Something to look forward to on Saturday. Until then, y'all take care. Have a great week in Geek.
Bye.
Push the button, Frank.